guys, Mr. Willie Power here, BreakThroughThePain.com. Today I wanted to talk about weathering the storm. Um, we all go through stuff, we all go through battles in life and, misfortunes, um, setbacks. Hey, it's life, things happen. And, a lot of the time we end up running from our problems instead of, tackling the problem head on and trying to get a resolution. Uh, we end up running away from our problems rather, like whether it be moving thousands of miles away or, just, just going somewhere else to another job, hopping into another relationship. And a lot of times when you do this, you're just bringing on that same negative energy into the new place or the new relationship, the new job. Um, that's why, I always say to weather the storm, you got to figure out what the problem is and try to solve it. Is it your temper? Maybe you got a bad temper. Are you an alcoholic? Are you a drug addict? Until you solve that problem, wherever you're going or whoever you're with, the same stuff is going to keep happening. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's good, because I've had setbacks, misfortunes, and, sometimes you need a fresh start. It's good just to move away. But until you really solve that problem that's deep inside you, the same stuff is going to be popping up. So, take the problem on head on. You got to ride the storm, weather the storm, and solve the issue. But how can I do that? What's gonna, how can I really do that, Willie? Well, you got to ask yourself, why am I unhappy? Why does the same problems keep happening at work? Or why do I keep having the same issues in the relationship? Are you too bossy? Maybe, you got to ease up a little bit. Learn how to control your temper. You can't just go around fighting people, and if you're working in a place and, you're spreading all that negative energy. It don't matter how good your results are. If you're hard to be around, people aren't, they're going to complain, just as in a relationship. You could be the best looking woman or the best looking guy, but, if you got a lot of stuff going on, that other person eventually is going to grow weary and get tired of you and move on. And then you hop into the next relationship, the same thing is going on. Everything's good, and then, you wonder why that person doesn't want to be around you anymore. So you got to weather the storm. You got to stick with it, and try to find out what the problem really is. And I know it's tough, especially in with addiction. If you're addicted to drugs or meds, you're living day to day. Sometimes you don't even want to wake up. And when you do wake up, you want to go back to bed. I mean, I've been there. I've been through some bad slumps in my life where things got pretty, depressed and down, and, there were times I didn't want to wake up. And you got to try to get out of that funk too, get out of that spell. There's always hope. You got to live for tomorrow. I just spoke at a recovery meeting last week, and, a lot of guys, were telling me, they try to get off the booze and get off the alcohol and whatnot, but without it, they're just in a total depression. Life is so hard on them. It's tough to function without that high of a buzz coming in at night or in the day. They need it. And, they asked me, how did you stop, doing that? And you just got to start. It's a process. You got to go through it slowly. Instead of drinking 3 beers a night, cut it down to 1.5, and then, try to do other stuff, exercise, work out, get your mind off the booze, and slowly substitute it for something good. it's easy to say more so than do if you're really hooked on it, but you got to weather through that storm, just like I was saying earlier. It's not going to be easy, but if you could solve that main problem, going forward in the future is going to be a lot easier. Let's say if you're, an alcoholic and, you just want to get a fresh start, you know, control the alcohol, beat the alcoholism, and then, move. But if you just, thinking, oh, you're addicted to this and that, and then moving away somewhere is going to solve the problem. You're just going to, you're carrying those problems with you, and it may even be worse because you may not have your family and friends around to help you. And then you'll be in a real dark and lonely place. So always try to take the problem head on. Get help. Ask for help. There's plenty of people. Because I was in drugs and alcohol, and and there were days that were tough, and it's trust me, it's tough to want to get through those dark times. But there's always hope. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, and if you could slowly get off whatever it is that's holding you back, slowly beat it, weather through it, weather that storm. Just think of those Vikings, what they went through back in the day. It wasn't easy. Just put yourself in those shoes. Just, whether you're fighting drugs and alcohol, just beat it. Take it head on, weather through that storm, and you're going to be a lot better towards the end of the race, trust me. So never give up. There's always hope. You got to live for tomorrow. Because if you don't take control of your life now, it's going to take control of you, and there's not going to be a tomorrow. So weather the storm, be strong, keep hope alive, and get through it. It's not easy, but all those misfortunes that you've been through, all that pain, it could turn into opportunity. Where you could use all that struggle. And it builds character. You've been through it. You've done it. You could, talk about your experiences and help other people. Because, I was in a bad relationship, bad marriage. I pretty much lost everything. My house, kids, job, had to start totally over. And there were days, where I didn't want to wake up. But, I learned how to weather that storm, occupy my mind on other stuff, and toughen myself up a little bit. And I got through it. And if I can get through it, you guys can get through it too. So always be strong, break through the pain, and stay motivated. Because there's always hope, and you got to wake up for tomorrow.